What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Aries sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of March 21st and April 19th, then you are an Aries sun sign, and this video is for you. Today we're going to be looking at the month ahead for the month of July, and we're going to be using the Super 8-Bit Tarot, and we're doing something a little bit new today. Usually I shuffle the cards for you, but I wanted to save some time and try something new, so I already did all that off camera. Hopefully the video will be shorter, so I would have really appreciated it if you could in the comments section tell me which way you prefer. Do you like the way I used to do it, or I did it before where I shuffled, or do you like this way where it's all ready to go? So if you could give me some feedback on that, I would appreciate it. So let's just jump right on into it, see what we got here. You're used to my readings by now, so what we're going to do is look at these cards individually and see what they have to say as a whole. And the first card we're going to look at is this one, and it represents the energies of last month, so the month of June. And I should notice that there's a lot of aces here. 3 aces in one reading, that is peculiar. So keep note of that. I'm talking to myself mostly, and Major Arcana. Anyway, so the month of June, we've got the Ace of Cups. I'm getting the feeling that June was a month for you to express yourself a little bit more emotionally. Maybe some new emotions were coming up in June, and as a result of that, you were forced to deal with them in some way, forced to let them out, I guess you could say. And that could come out in a variety of different ways, whether it's through like artistic expression, or whether it's through communications with other people, or whether it's just soul searching in a way. So I feel as though June was a time for things to come out, almost like I get the feeling like of a dam breaking here. Maybe you were holding in a lot of emotion, and for whatever reason, June was a time for it to just finally the levees broke, and the water comes rushing out. Water representing emotions in the tarot generally. So yeah, I feel as though this was a beneficial period, that this helped you in some way. It helped you to bring new energy in. When we finally shed that old energy that we've been holding on to, it allows new energy to come in, revitalizing you and helping you to go into a new direction. So I feel as though June was a very positive, constructive month for a lot of my Aries friends. Let's move on over here. This card represents the current present energies, and we've got the Ace of Swords. And it's not unusual to see an ace follow another ace in the tarot, because when we allow new emotions to come, that leads to other new things. And in this case, it seems like now at the end of June, a lot of you are having new ideas. Generally, the Aces of Swords is about new ideas or new ways of communicating. And that seems to be the thing here, is that your new emotions have led to new ideas. And so this could, manifest for you in a variety of different ways. Maybe you want a change of pace as far as your job or career. Maybe you want to think in a new way. Maybe your opinions on something has changed as a result of the emotions you felt in June. And so maybe you're feeling a little bit differently about something that you've had like a hard and fast opinion on in the past. So this is, I see growth here. I see movement. I see things happening in a positive direction for most of you. I know new things can be scary sometimes. There can be some fear that goes along with it, of course, but that's something that we all get over at some point. So let's move on to this card here, which represents the energies of July, of the energies of the next month. We've got the World card. And man, these 3 cards really fit together. I'm getting the feeling that in July, I think some phase of your life may be coming to an end. And again, this is a general reading that applies to a large group of people, so the phases are going to be different for everyone. But I think all this new energy is going to help you to realize that it's time for a change. It's time to put the book down. Wait, no. Let's say it's time to turn the chapter. It's time to start a new chapter in your life in July, is the feeling that I'm getting. And that's a result of all this new energy coming in. New emotions, new ideas, new communications results in, you're deciding that you need to switch things up a bit. So I do feel as though change, while change is not necessarily going to come in July, I think July is going to be a time for setting up for the change. Closing that chapter. of your life. And again, this is going to be it's hard to be specific with a reading for a 12th of the population. It could be a new job, it could be relocating to a new home, it could be starting a new relationship, it could be picking up a new hobby, maybe stopping an old hobby, stopping some bad habits, and starting some new ones, maybe changing your diet. It could be any of those things. It could be even bigger, like maybe huge life changes. Maybe you decide you were born a man or vice versa. I don't know. Okay, only you know specifically what this means for you, or maybe you will know in July when July comes. All right, let's move on over here. This card represents what to hold on to in the month of July, and we've got the Two of Cups. And I think what this card is saying is that you should hold on to your friendships, but more importantly, you should hold on to those emotional connections that you have with other people, the real close ones, not your coworkers who you enjoy seeing, not necessarily that, but really cherish and allow to grow those relationships where you have an emotional connection. But I'm also getting the feeling that you should hold on to the quest to find new friends or new close emotional connections. It's great to allow your old connections to grow and to blossom, but it's also important to build new ones. And I think what this card is really suggesting that you do in July is be open to the possibility of meeting new people, maybe be proactive in meeting new people, and just see what's out there. You're going through a transition, you're starting a new phase. Why not find some new people who are kind of in alignment with that phase? If you're getting kind of stuck let's put it this way. If you're going through a change, which many of you seem to be going through, or about to go through, I should say, sometimes the people in your life, in your old life, are not going to vibrate at the same frequency as the change you're trying to make. So if you're not open to meeting new people as a result of this change, you're going to be blocking your own progress, because you're going to be staying with that vibration of the past when your spirit, your soul, your higher self is leading you towards a new vibration. So be open this month to finding new friends. Be open to you don't have to sever your connections with your old friends. That's not what I'm saying necessarily. Maybe you do in some cases. Not necessarily, of course. But be open to that idea. Be open to meeting new people. All right, this next card here represents your biggest hurdle or biggest obstacle you're likely to face in the month of July. We've got another ace. It's the Ace of Coins or Pentacles. Give me a moment here. Getting used to the change is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Getting used to the physical things, let's say you're changing a job. Let's use that as an example. And a new job is coming on the horizon. I think getting used to, having a different, or waking up at a different time, having a different commute, having a different parking space, having different people that you interact with, it's just all this new energy. It can be overwhelming. It could be hard to get used to. And I think that's going to be the biggest obstacle for you, is dealing with these physical changes and getting kind of used to them. And because I'm getting a feeling here of you're going through a change or about to go through a change, but not all of you is on board. And there's a part of you that's going to be clinging on to the past, clinging on to the way things were. It's kind of a feeling that I'm getting from this reading so far. And so it's going to be important that you allow change to occur, because the more that you cling onto the past, the more struggles you're going to have going through these changes, right? If you go in like free fall and just let it all happen, it's going to be a lot smoother than if you're just trying to grab onto something as you're going down. You like my analogies? No? Yes? No? I don't know. So that seems to be the biggest hurdle for a lot of you, is getting used to changes happening, or holding on to the past, holding on to the way things were, at least in the physical world. All right, let's go on over to this card, which represents what you should let go of in the month of July. We've got the Knight of Swords. See, the past. The way I've seen this card right now is, you see this Knight of Swords, he's moving towards the past. He's moving to the left. And I think, his ideas are kind of centered around the past, the old way of thinking, the old way of doing, the old way of expressing, the old way of communicating. And I think that's what you should let go of, is this desire again. I mean, this is just reinforcing the idea here that maybe you will be finding yourself in July clinging to the past a little bit, to the way you were doing things, to the way you were thinking about things, and the way that you said things. And I think that's what you need to let go of in this upcoming month, is let go of, it's not that the past didn't work out for you, but the past brought you to this point. And if you're going to move forward into a new realm, you need to let go of the old way. Yes, take the lessons that were learned and build on them. Absolutely. Don't discount the past. The past helped you to get to this point. Without it, you wouldn't be here. So, celebrate the past and enjoy the past, but don't cling to it, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Don't, you see this guy charging off into the past is sort of the feeling that I'm getting. And you need to be moving towards the future. So, especially with your way of thinking. This card is about the way of thinking. You got to change your thought, the way you think, the way you put action into your ideas and your thoughts. It seems like that needs to be changed a little bit. All right, let's move on to this card, which represents the energy of the people around you in the month of July. We've got the Emperor. This card represents the people in your life as a whole. Of course, there's going to be individuals have specific energies. But the Emperor... rigidity is kind of the word that's popping up for me, is that the people in your life are going to be kind of stuck in place, right? You're moving forward, there's change happening, you're closing the chapter on, you're turning the last page on the last chapter, okay? And the people in your life seem to be kind of static. They're kind of stuck a little bit. And they're stuck in routine. They're stuck in their way of thinking. They're not changing with you, is probably the best thing to say. So I would say that if you experience this, if you feel this, if people are kind of feeling like they're dragging you down, either energetically or otherwise, then it's going to be important for you to kind of remove yourself from that energetic agreement. If someone's like, well, why are you making these changes? What happened what about the way things were? Weren't they great? And a lot of that is, they're not moving, you are, and they're kind of fearful of losing you as a friend, as a family, as a coworker, or whatever it is. And so, like I said throughout this reading, if you are going through changes, you got to go through changes. You got to allow it to happen. And sometimes that means just moving away from certain people. Don't think that it's permanent, of course. You never know what could happen in the future. But for the time being, if someone feels like they're holding you back because they don't understand the changes that you're about to go through, then you got to just... do you. You got to be you and remove yourself from that agreement, like I said. So, all right. The last card we're going to look at is this one, and it represents the biggest lesson my Aries friends are likely to learn in the month of July. And we've got Ten of Swords. Aha. It's over. It's over, Aries friends. The chapter is over. Change is inevitable. Okay, change is coming. And like I said, it may not necessarily come in July, but by August, there's going to be big changes in your life, I feel like. And you just got to let go. And I think that's going to be the lesson, is letting go, realizing it's over, realizing things are changing. That's going to be the lesson that you're being taught in July, is that you can't hold on too much, right? The Ten of Swords is about a phase coming to an end. You've gone through everything that you could possibly go through, and it's time to start anew. It's time to begin again. And so that's going to be what you need to learn. That's what you need to stay focused on in July, is coming to that realization that the past is over, that things are about to change, and the more that you hold on to the way things were, the slower the change is going to come, and the rougher the change is going to come. The change is going to come, okay? But how you react to it determines what it will be and how smoothly it will go. That's an interesting lesson here. I love this deck, because did I mention Super 8-Bit Tarot? Beautiful deck. So now that we've seen all the cards as a whole, like I said, all these aces symbolize one thing, is that new energies coming up. The new energies that came up in June emotionally have triggered some new thoughts, some new ideas, new modes of expression, and now in the end of June. And by July, I think we're going to see the closing of a chapter of your life. And again, I can't be specific as this is a reading for a large group of people, but you'll see when it comes that things are going to be happening. Pages are going to be, I keep saying this, pages are going to be turned, and new chapters coming, maybe in like end of July, maybe August. It's going to be different for all of you, so I don't want to put a time frame on it. Hold on to the willingness to meet new people, to engage in new energetic agreements with other people. Not to say that you should just, excommunicate everyone in your life, but now's a good time to be open to meeting new people, because these new people are going to help you change. They're going to be vibrating at their frequency that you're trying to change to, and they're going to make it smoother if you, allow their energy to affect you. The biggest hurdle is going to be getting used to the physical changes. There's going to be a lot of new physicality, new physical things. And like I said, it's going to be a new diet. It's going to be a new workplace. It's going to be a new home. It's going to be new people. And it's hard to get used to. And I think that's going to be your biggest hurdle is getting used to it and releasing the past a little bit. And speaking of releasing the past, that's definitely what you should be focusing on a little bit. Don't cling to the past this month. This month is going to be a time for you to be open to new possibilities rather than be kind of constricted by the old ways. So break out of the box. Don't color within the lines. Okay? And if any people in your life are feeling static, feeling like they're trying to hold you back, you need to remove those people from your life for the time being while you go through these changes. Once the changes occur, maybe you can go back to them, see where they're at. But if you do feel that way, that someone's holding you back, then just do your own thing. And the biggest lesson is that you've reached the end. You've reached the end of this phase. It's time for a new phase. Don't hold on to the old phase. That's going to be the lesson for you, Aries friends. Okay? All right, before we go, I did pull a card from the crystal reading cards, and I asked it what crystal or healing energy Aries sun sign should focus on this July. And we've got Stibnite, conflict. Right? Change brings conflict. Change brings fear. So work on some of those grounding stones. Work with some of those grounding, healing energies. Stibnite, of course, black tourmaline. I don't have any stibnite, but I got some black tourmaline. Always with me. Pneumites, smoky quartz, whatever you use to stay grounded is going to help you through these changes. It's going to help you get past these conflicts. Right? If things feel like a whirlwind, if things are happening quickly, all sorts of things are changing, you're going to need those grounding energies. And if you don't work with crystals, then that means grounding physically, whether it's through meditation or going out into nature, walking barefoot on the soil. Get grounded as much as you can, eating those grounded, healthy foods, not those processed, disgusting foods, and just stay as grounded as possible through this time. And I think you're going to find your way. Those physical changes will be easier to manage, and you'll have a better time as you go through this change. All right, Aries friends, that's the reading. I hope you got something out of that. Remember to let me know if you like this new style of reading where I chop off the first 3 minutes of shuffling. I always find it cathartic to shuffle, but I don't know if you guys do. So let me know. Give me some feedback on that. Please like this video if you did like it, if you got something out of it. If you have any other questions or comments, put those in the comment section, of course. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Stay up to date. All right, Aries. You can also check out my website, lightofriga.com. That's going to be the place to book a reading with me, and also check out the free daily readings, and also check out some crystals. So appreciate it if you go check that out, lightofriga.com. Link in the description box below. All right, Aries friends, change is on the horizon. It's an exciting time. Look at it with positivity. Be open and be willing to what's coming on the horizon, and things are going to be just great. Stay grounded, and you'll have a great time as you move through this positive change. So I wish you love and light, Aries friends. I want to thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.